This is number 19 on the sample final. What's the volume of HCl gas produced at STP from the reaction of 65 milliliters of 0.351 molar H2SO4 with 17 grams of KCl? So the first thing that you should see in this problem is it says at STP. That should clue you in that you can use the conversion factor 22.4 liters of a gas equals a mole. That's at STP, and that's going to come in useful. What you've got here is you've got 17 grams of KCl, and you've got 65 milliliters of 0.351 molar of a liquid. So you can get to moles with both reactants. And it wants to know how much product you're going to make here in liters of HCl. So this is again a limiting reactant problem. It is much like number 17. In fact, it's very much like it, only instead of being given two reactants with grams, you're given one with molarity and a volume, which will still get you to moles. So there's two ways to do this: the reactant and product method. I'm not going to go through the reactant method. I prefer the product method. So let's start out with figuring out how much product we can make with both reactants. We'll start with KCl. Okay, so we have 17 grams of KCl. We're going to have to go to moles. 74.55 grams of KCl per mole. Use our ratios. There's 2 moles of KCl for 2 moles of HCl. And now we can use that handy conversion factor because we're at STP. 22.4 liters of HCl equals a mole of HCl. So this works out to be 5.1079 liters, and we're at 2 sig figs, so we'll draw our sig fig line there. So that's how much we can make with the KCl. Let's figure out how much we can make with our H2SO4, and whatever one is smaller is going to be the one we're going to make. So now we have 65 milliliters of H2SO4. We're going to get it out of milliliters into liters. And now we have a molarity 0.351 moles of H2SO4 per liter. Remember, you want to express molarity in terms of moles per liter. So now we're in moles of H2SO4. Sorry about that. Our ratio, 1 mole of H2SO4 will make 2 moles of HCl. And now our last step is the same it was above. Oops. Well, I made that into kind of a cool font, but didn't mean to. 22.4 liters per mole. Last step is the same. we're going towards a gas. This one works out to be 1.022 liters. We have 2 sig figs here as well. And of course 1 is much smaller than 5. So it turns out our H2SO4 is the limiting reagent, and all we can make is 1 liter to report the answer to 2 sig figs. So this is number 19 on the sample final.